What is going on, Edgerunners? Today we're going to be talking about why I believe David Martinez was actually special. Let's get right into it. So I'm going to start things off with a quick look at this. Of course, we know, he loses his mom, he loses his opportunity at, with a career. And yes, I know it's Arasaka, but still. However, he is quickly able to replace all of that. And I'm not saying that his mom was easily replaceable, but there were people that came into his life that brought him, like an older brother-like figure. So that's Maine, who mentored him. Maine and Dorio, I think, did a lot of that, sort of teaching him how to be a leader-ish for a cyberpunk crew. If you guys recall, Maine was actually making fun of the fact that David has never driven before, but maybe an episode after that, he's literally driving Maine's car. So you can see trust was being built. And then of course we have Pilar and Rebecca kind of teaching him about friendship and camaraderie. So when he was out with the boys with Falco, Pilar, they were watching BDs, supposedly like dirty ones over at the Mox's bar. That's like, when you're with the boys. And then you have Becca, who seems like the type of girl that you can rely on when it comes to certain things. And why else would he trust Becca only when it comes to continuously injecting him with the serum at the end of the anime? So things like that, right? Those relationships were being built. But above all that, he actually found love in Night City. We know he has this romantic arc with Lucy. So this guy right here lucked out, found mentors, family, he found friends, camaraderie, and love. He got this from a group literally right after his mom died, right when you thought he wouldn't be embraced by the city in such a positive way, he got it. And because of the support system, he was able to handle the stresses that come along with utilizing cyberware. So this is where I'm going to go to a Reddit post by Mike Pondsmith, a response to low sodium cyberpunk. The initial post name is "Why doesn't V get cyberpsychosis?" The OG himself comes in to explain his thoughts and helps us understand a little bit more with regards to cyberpsychosis. The first thing he talks about in the first paragraph is a stat called humanity. And the way he explains humanity is, actually, let's take a step back. The way he explains how cyberpsychosis and like humanity and that dynamic works is, imagine you go to a party and everyone has a different tolerance level to like alcohol. Depending on what your tolerance is, you will react a certain way. You will either go crazy after 2 shots or you'll be totally stoic and fine. After that, he goes on to explain that a humanity stat is what you have to look at. So this is the support system I was talking about. In this case, David's humanity. So the lower your humanity stat is in the TTRPG version of the game, the more chances, the higher probability there is of you becoming a cyber psycho. Now, I'm not going to explain humanity stat because I do not know enough about that, but you can read the post to actually fully understand that stat value and what it means in the game. We can already see that David's humanity stat at this point is at its peak. So him to be able to handle all of the Sandevistan uses and why he's able to continuously do it is because of that. His support system is good. So he can continuously use the Sandevistan. Yes, he will have side effects and probably would have experienced some form of cyberpsychosis had he continued to use it at the rate he was using, no matter his support system. But you guys get my point. What is interesting to me is a character like Adam Smasher. And again, this will be, and I'll probably make another video on this fool, but his form of special is actually, if you look at it in this perspective, very true. Because Adam did not have the support system that David did. He had a terrible early life. He almost literally dies, and the way he turns all this around is he decides to become a full Borg because he thinks machines is better than flesh. But he doesn't actually become a cyber psycho. So, or maybe he does, like the way he goes on a rampage. What's cool that Mike Pondsmith actually points out is this final line here, and whether they are able to balance their worldview through other methods. And I think his other method is straight up killing and slaughtering everybody. And maybe it's that extreme perspective he has of, he doesn't care about humans. It's so extreme that the cyberware he has on doesn't affect him in that, cyberpsychosis way, because he already doesn't think of himself as a human. He thinks of himself as a machine. Anyways, back to David. I want you guys to remember, in the beginning of the anime, he was using the Sandivis, and yes, he showed some side effects because it was the first time he was using it. But like in episode 4 and 5, he was very adept. He wasn't nose bleeding, and he was continuously using it and was not showing any of the side effects. However, once the time skips happens, that's when we start realizing that he is showing side effects of cyberpsychosis. Yes, you are absolutely correct by saying this may be because he has like 18 more cyberware on his body. But I can argue that this is because his support system has now kind of lost important pieces. So if you look at it this way, the mentor slash guide to your life, like the person who keeps you honest and straight, would, his mom was replaced by Maine and Dorio, but now Maine and Dorio are gone. And I think he references that he failed his mom and Maine, right? So that part of his support system is now gone. And the next thing, and I think the bigger thing in my opinion, is the fact that his connection with the person he loves is in a shaky or a very tough, rough spot right now. They're okay because yes, they're still living together and they can still communicate and talk to each other. However, they're not in a healthy place when it comes to, I guess, secrets or what's going on. They're not fully fleshing that out with each other, and they're not 100% honest with each other. So his love relationship, the person he loves and feels that he should be able to open up to fully, he doesn't feel that. So again, another part of his support system is not functioning correctly. Yes, he has friendship and camaraderie, and he still has that leader status, but it's not the same. Think back in your life whenever you felt the best. It's when you felt maybe stable at work, maybe stable with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is. Maybe you felt stable knowing that your mom and dad or whoever's taking care of you is still there to take care of you. You feel good. But when parts of that get hurt, damaged, or somewhat, negatively affected, you also experience that same feeling. So at this point, I would say David's stats or humanity value started going down. His ability to handle stress started to catch up to him. He was at his limit. And this to me makes a lot of sense as to why he started experiencing the cyberpsychosis effects after the time skip. Again, it could be a combination of having more cyberware plus the fact that he was no longer able to handle the amount of stress he once had because his support system has been damaged. So it's a combination of those things happening and him maybe regretting things and feeling he is no longer living up to the expectations that were put there or that standard that people had of him. But yeah, that is my thoughts with regards to what Mike Pondsmith said and how it can apply to David Martinez. It is very interesting to see that, yes, David is very special. He went through life in Night City in a much more meaningful way than others. He had the opportunity to be happy. But of course, it's Cyberpunk in Night City, and given the lifestyle they have chosen, it was never going to be a happy ending like the one we are used to. However, the fact that he experienced that, a lot of people, even now, don't get the opportunity to do so. So hug your family and friends. Make up with the person you are fighting with. Show some love to the channel, and Adam, smash that like button. That's going to do it for me in this one, Choombas. I hope you enjoy the content I am making. Of course, I'm open to comments, feelings, theories, whatever it is. Leave it all in the comment section down below and let's get talking. All right, Choombas, have yourself a fantastic day. I will see you in the next one. Bye.